everyone. Welcome. It's Warm Up Wednesday. My name is Tara, your resident harmony nerd. I'm a professional singer based in New York City, as well as a singing teacher, vocal coach, music educator, content creator. And I have free offerings every day of the week for music education. And today is Warm Up Wednesday. What we do on Warm Up Wednesday is I walk you through how I warm up as a professional singer so that you can learn how to structure your own warm-ups. Whether you are like to sing as a hobby or an aspiring professional or a professional yourself and you want to up your game. So I'm going to walk you through maybe like a 20-minute warm-up routine today. And feel free to ask any questions along the way. You know, Tara, why are you doing this exercise? Why did you do it right after this other exercise? I've had a really hectic couple of weeks. I've moved and I've traveled. I've been out of the country and in the country, so I am still quite tired. And you can actually hear, if you're somebody who's part of the community and shows up regularly, you can probably hear that my voice is tired, right? It's pitched a little bit lower than my usual speaking voice, and I've got a little bit of a rasp going on, and I think that this is from lack of rest. So today, as we warm up, because I know I'm not in excellent vocal health, I'm going to choose an easier, more gentle warm-up routine, okay? So if you're here for the session today and it's not intense enough for you, my apologies. But just keep this in your back pocket, because what we're going to do today is really good for, like, if you're feeling sick or you're not rested enough, things like that, okay? We are going to be doing quite a bit of SOVT, or semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. So if you're at home and you're singing along, grab a straw if you have one. This is my little necklace on a straw. If you like it, you can get one from the TikTok shop. It's linked in my TikTok profile. Or if you're over here on YouTube, it's also my Linktree shop. So go to my Linktree and it pops up as links, but you can toggle on the top over to shop. And there's one available through Amazon, and there's also one available through the TikTok shop. So I am live on YouTube and on TikTok right now, okay? So if I respond to a comment you don't see, it's because it's on the other platform. Hi Tina, it's nice to see you. Been gone for a minute. How you doing? How is everybody today? Are you also tired and under the weather? Or are you ready to go? So the first thing that we do when we're warming up our bodies, especially since this is, the first warm up of the day, you can tell I haven't even spoken to anyone else yet, right? My voice is still kind of sleep raw, I'll call it. So the first thing you want to do is stretch. Even though we're warming up the voice, we want to stretch the body. What we want to do is we want to open up the lung capacity, or open up the chest, right? To let the body know that we're going to be taking some deep breaths. We're going to be working on our breathing mechanism, and we want to stretch everything in here: the neck, the throat, the jaw, the tongue, the face, right? Singing is a full body experience. And if you are only singing from here up, it's not going to sound very good. It's going to sound tight and clenched and restricted, right? So that's why we want to bring the whole body in to our singing, and why it's so important to start with some stretching. So everybody stand up if you can. And if you can't or you don't want to, that's okay too. You can do most of this seated. But the first thing that I'm going to welcome are some hip circles. So hands on the hips and just circle it out. I love with the green screen how I look like I'm floating on TikTok. It cracks me up so hard. And go the other way, right? And now as we're doing these hip circles, I do want you to focus on loosening up the hips, but I also want you to focus on your feet, right? How are your feet grounded into the ground, okay? And you can focus on this whether you're sitting or standing, all right? And then I like to just kind of shake everything out also. Just kind of helps me awaken and reset, okay? And you can keep standing if you want, or you can come to sit. I'm gonna come to sit. But what I was saying about the feet on the ground, this can be whether you're sitting or standing. It's really important to pay attention to how you're grounded. Okay, so I'm placing, even though I'm sitting now, I'm on the edge of the chair. So move your booty to the edge of the chair if you're seated and really feel your whole foot on the floor, all four corners. What do I mean by four corners? If these are my toes, I want you to think about putting this, and this on the ground, almost like a little suction cup. You need a really solid foundation when you're singing. We want a solid foundation and a free upper body, okay? Cool, so now we're gonna stretch the chest cavity all four directions. So the first thing, we're gonna stretch the front of the chest. I am clasping my hands behind my back. If you don't have access to that, you can grab opposite elbows behind your back, okay? And then we're gonna draw our arms towards the ground, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And I'm really trying to open up the front of my rib cage here, the front of my lung space. Now we're going to take a couple deep breaths in here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Uno más. Ah, good. Now let's bring that clasp in front of our bodies, and we're creating like a cat spine. So before we were squeezing our shoulder blades together, now we're peeling them apart, right? Maybe it feels good to turn your palms away from you. Maybe it feels good to keep them facing you. Do what feels best in your body. As long as you are opening up the back of your rib cage, the back of your lung space, you are succeeding, okay? And I like to, move it around a little bit. Find some sticky spots, get in there. And again, deep breaths here. Now remember, we're sending the breath into the back body. We're trying to expand our lung capacity, waking up our breathing mechanism, letting our body know that we're about to take some deep breaths and sing, okay? Now side body, doesn't matter which side you do first, but once again, whatever arm is up overhead, we're trying to stretch open each bone of the rib cage here, okay? By contracting the other side and expanding the side where the arm is lifted and breathing into that. And other side. Really peel open that rib cage. Sometimes making sounds when you take these deep breaths feels really good for the nervous system. Go for it. We can start warming up our voice as we finish up our stretching. Good. Welcoming some shoulder rolls. Tina asks, so grounded but free, like those air dance figures. I'm going to hold this thought from now on. Yeah. You want to be really grounded. I like to think of the bottom half of my body as being really grounded all the way up through my abdominal wall. Okay, take the circles the other way. And everything like from the diaphragm up needs to be free and loose, right? So just like being a human, nothing is ever black and white, right? We live within the gray that's in between, right? So we're trying to hone this gray that's in between of being solid but also soft, right? It's fascinating. Squeeze the shoulders up, drop them down, up. Good. Stretch out the neck. I'm bringing one ear towards one shoulder, and then I'm rolling my chin through the center. If it feels good on your body to drop down all the way back, go ahead and do that. It's a little uncomfortable for me, so I don't like to do it. I just go side to side, but you do what works for your body. Okay, and then next time you get to whatever side, hold it there. Okay, we're going to spend a little bit of time stretching out this neck. So you can bring your hand to the top of your head. Don't push too hard. You don't want to create any pain, but you do want to create some space. Okay, and then this hand can outstretch for a deeper stretch, or maybe hold the base of the chair if you're sitting down. breathing deeply, and then dropping the hands, okay? And now keeping the ear towards the shoulder, nodding the head yes 10 times, and no 10 times. Hanging down in any sticky spots and then rolling through the middle. We're going to do it all on the other side. So first, a static stretch and hold. Maybe this arm helps you out by holding down the shoulder or extending the fingertips or grabbing the bottom of the chair. At least 3 deep breaths here, opening up the side of the neck. And when you're ready, releasing that yes and no 10 times each. And if you find any sticky spots, hang out. Maybe give yourself a little massage. Excuse me. Okay. And then when you're done, bringing the chin back in through the center. Okay. And now we're going to clasp our hands again. We're going to bring them to the nape of the neck this time. And we're going to welcome that cat spine again. Thank you for the heart knee. But we're going to bring our chin into our chest. So we're opening up our shoulder blades again. Yes, but where we want to focus this time is the back of the neck. 3 deep inhales and exhales. I love this multitasking, doing the sirens on the exhales and the lip trills, because then I'm getting a 2 for 1. Really a 3 for 1. I'm starting a gentle warm up of the voice. I'm loosening up the face. And I'm getting the neck stretch all at once. Good. And now we're going to bring our hands, warm them up if you have cold hands. We're going to bring them gently to either side of the larynx. And we're going to slowly rock the larynx back and forth. This is very uncomfortable if you've never done it before. It's probably going to be very tight. So just be gentle. And if it's too uncomfortable, stop for now and try later with a mirror, okay? Looks like this. All right, drop the jaw. Give yourself a little massage on the masseter muscles. The masseter muscles are these rope-like ones here that connect the top and bottom jaw. I believe it's the strongest muscle in the body. I think it might even be stronger than the tongue. All right. And then we're going to bring the base of our palm right into that masseter muscle, and we're going to draw the hand slowly down into the chin. You should put enough pressure to feel sensation, but not pain. Okay, like this. 3 times. Okay, now we're going to scrunch the face and then open it up real big. I just did that because it felt good. Okay, I like to massage my ears a little bit too. There's a lot of benefits to ear health and ear massage. Won't get into that now, but you can Google it if you are interested. All right, let's do a little more work with the tongue. I've been doing quite a bit of work with my tongue lately because I've learned I have a tongue tie. So I've been doing some tongue therapy, preparing for a release. And the way my voice has improved from these tongue exercises has been mind-blowing. So let me share some of them with you. First, we're going to stick our tongue out and we're going to move it from side to side like this. So we just did 5, but do up to 10, okay? The next thing we're going to do is poke our cheek with our tongues, like this. Okay? And then we're going to do, let's do my favorite one. This one, you're going to suction the tongue to the roof of the mouth and then do a little clicky sound like this. You can see my tongue tie when I do that. You see the little stringy thing? It's called the frenum. So some people, when they're born, the doctors cut it, and other people, they didn't. Like, they stopped kind of looking for it in the 70s when formula became really popular in the United States. So, but they're realizing all of the negative impacts it has on the body for adults who did not get it cut. So, adults are now having them surgically removed, which is what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. So I'll keep you posted on that. If you're interested in the tongue-tied journey, I am creating content surrounding it that is on my YouTube Shorts or my TikTok. Okay, cool. Okay, so this concludes the stretching part. So we're going to do one breathing exercise, maybe two, and then we'll just do a couple of quick warm-ups today. I'm not going to sing a ton because my voice is a little bit under, as I mentioned. So if you're just joining, welcome to the Harmony Nerd community. My name is Tara, and some ways that you can support me are by liking, following, hopping over to YouTube. If you're on TikTok, I'm new on YouTube, so hop over to YouTube and subscribe, please. And you could also welcome to send me tips in my link tree. There's a button for tips if you have the means to do so, and if not, that's okay too. Okay, thank you for the follow, Marielle. Or Marielle, I apologize if I pronounced it incorrectly. So, leading by example, I'll like it. All right. So we're going to do a couple of deep breaths now. So first, I like to start with some box breathing because it helps expand the rib cage and helps me get in the zone mentally. It also helps relax my nervous system, right? If we're like really wound up and in fight or flight mode, it's a lot harder to create a free sound, right? We need to be in rest or digest mode. So this breathing exercise is not only good to open up the lung space, it's also really good if you're anxious, okay? So keep that and put it in your back pocket, all right? Everybody sit up nice and tall or stand nice and tall. You can close your eyes. I like to close my eyes because it helps me focus internally, but do whatever works best for you. And just start paying attention to your breath. In, out. How does it feel to breathe today? Is the air cold? Is the air warm? And in a moment, I'm going to start guiding us through a box breath, which is going to be inhaling for a count of 4, holding the inhale for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 6, okay, which this is not quite a box breath. I am changing it up a little bit. Having the exhale be longer than the inhale is even better for the nervous system, and it's going to help strengthen our lungs for singing. So, and then once we're done exhaling, we're going to hold the exhale out for 4. This can feel really uncomfortable if you're not used to it, so feel free to skip it if it doesn't work for you, okay? Here we go. Exhale, inhale through the nose. 1, 3, 4, hold the breath. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, knowing that if holding the exhale didn't work for you, you're going to skip it this time. Holding the inhale. Exhaling 6. Hold the exhale. Inhale 1. Hold. Exhale 6. And hold. Inhale, last one. Hold. Exhale. And hold if you're comfortable, or return to your natural breath. If you are closing your eyes, slowly blink them open. How do you feel? I'm like a million times calmer than I was before we did that. So thank you for sharing in that breath work exercise with me. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do requires a metronome. All right, if you're not familiar with a metronome, you can get a free metronome app on Android or iPhone, or you can go to YouTube and type in metronome 60 BPM, and you will get what we're looking for. I like Metro Timer. This is what it looks like. Okay, you can see it's set to 60 BPM or beats per minute, which means you're gonna hear a click, a little click like this. Okay, and we're gonna, each count is gonna be 1. Okay, and we're gonna inhale for a count of 4 through our nose every time. That is never gonna change. And then we're gonna exhale on this sound. Okay, we're gonna inhale for 4, we're gonna s for 8. We're gonna inhale for 4, we're gonna s for 16. We're gonna inhale for 4, we're gonna s for 24. Okay, the goal is to get to 32. We're only gonna do to 24 today. The reason we use the S sound is because it gives us a lot of feedback on how we're breathing, right? We want it to be a steady stream of air. We don't want it to sound all up and down like this. We want a steady stream of air. And if you notice, when we start with an 8 count, we're gonna want to push a lot more air out than when we have 24. Okay, so when we only have 8, you're gonna hear a much louder stream of air. And when we have 24, you're going to want to slow down and have a much more slower, controlled stream of air. It might sound more like this. So not only are we learning how to increase our capacity for breathing and for holding our breath, we're also working on our breath control. How are you controlling the air as you're letting it out? Are you able to push more air out on the 8 count? Are you able to reserve more air on the 24 count? Okay? Any questions? We're gonna do it. Here we go. Everybody exhale. I'll guide you through. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Give me 8. Really fast stream of air. Can you empty out completely? Here we go. Inhaling. 1. For 16, go. You're halfway done. Can you use these last 4 counts to press your belly button to your spine and empty out completely? Inhaling again. 1. 24, go. The slowest, most steady stream of air that you can manage. Halfway. $24. I'm a little stuffy, excuse me. How do we do with that? I love that exercise. If you're practicing at home, I suggest actually going by 4s. In for 4, out for 4, in for 4, out for 8, in for 4, out for 12, right? And this will increase your stamina even more, okay? I just wanted to do a little abbreviated version of that here on TikTok today. So the next thing that I would love to do are some sirens. If you can do the lip trill with it, that's great. If their lip trill motor isn't working, you can do one without. Might sound like this. Okay, and I usually will do 3 or 4 of those until I feel nice and awakened. All right, humming. This is our first warm up for the day. The piano is very loud. So I like to hum or offer a very gentle vowel sound. If humming doesn't feel good for you, try out an oo sound or an E sound. Any of these closed vowel sounds are going to be nice and gentle. So try out all 3 and stick with the one that feels best on your vocal instrument today. where I am. So saying the background looks cold is accurate. It's too high for you or too low for your singing voice, if you're feeling any sort of strain or pressure, drop out and come back in when it's comfortable for you. Heading back down, it's important to warm up and warm down. Tune, especially on these higher pitches. So this is happening because I'm tired, right? And I'm not engaging my abdominal wall and my breathing mechanisms as intensely as I need to in order to sing in tune. So because I know that I'm under today, right? That I'm tired and my voice is not 100%, I'm not going to push myself. I'm just trying to warm up the voice right now. And warming up the voice does not require judgment. It does not require perfection. The goal is to warm up so that we sound good when we perform, not so that we sound good while we warm up. Let's do two more from here. Last one. So something that I've noticed, I've been a professional singer for 15 years now. So something that I've noticed on my journey is that like the less I judge myself, the less I judge my voice, and the more I treat it with curiosity and excitement, right? What can this voice do? You know, what can I, if I train, what can I get it to do? What can my voice do? And treating your singing voice with like loving curiosity and compassion is going to get you much better results than judging yourself. And I understand that we've been taught to judge ourselves, especially in American society. If you're also from the US, it's like singing is only meant for Beyonce. And if you don't sound like her, then you stink and you shouldn't even try. And that's like not even remotely the case. Right? Even Beyonce works for her vocal instrument. And I promise you that she doesn't sit there and judge herself and be like, oh, I sound like awful today. She's probably just like, oh, you know what? This thing isn't accessible to me today. I'm going to try to do something else with my voice. It's all about being curious. And another thing about your voice too is like, it's going to be different every day. Every day it's inside your body, right? It's not like playing a saxophone or a guitar or a piano, right? Granted, if you're tired, you know, and you're using your body to play any instrument, it's going to affect it. But when your instrument is inside of your body, we have to be extra compassionate and gentle with ourselves, okay? All right, we're just going to do one more singing exercise today, and this is going to be an SOVT exercise, which stands for semi-occluded vocal tract. And all that means is that we are occluding or blocking off part of our vocal air supply, our vocal tract, right, our air supply, in order to strengthen the vocal folds. I like to do it using a straw. So this is a straw on a necklace. If you want this one, it's available in my TikTok shop or in my Linktree shop. Okay, this is 60 centimeter necklace length rose gold breathing meditation straw. Okay, I love this because then I have it with me. I can do these exercises wherever I am. I bring this to gigs with me, really useful. But any straw will do. Plastic straw, metal, reusable straw. Okay, and if you don't have a straw on hand, no worries. You can do put your top teeth on your bottom lip and make a V sound. Okay? The point is that we're partially blocking off our vocal instruments so that we're strengthening. This is like the equivalent to bicep curls for your voice. So if you're using a straw or you're doing the V sound and it hurts, you're feeling too much resistance, it means you're occluding your too much. So what you want to do is find a bigger straw or create more space. Did that make sense? Let me know if there's any questions on that in the comments. I don't think I was very clear there, so let me know if I can expand upon what I said. Marielle says it's really true. Yeah, it is really true. And you know what else I find? It's true across everything in life, not just singing, right? If you meet yourself with curiosity and compassion, you're going to get much better results than if you meet yourself with judgment. And something else that I've noticed too is that like the judgments we place on others, we also have to place on ourselves, right? So oftentimes when we're judging other people for something, it's a projection of something that we're judging ourselves for. So I just encourage you to like continue to get curious about this stuff because it's going to make you not only a better singer, but like a better human to approach life with curiosity and compassion instead of with like judgment and negativity. Okay, cool. So if you have a straw, get your straw. If not, do your V sound. So, and the point of the straw is you want to close your mouth around it. The air only wants to be coming out of the straw. So a way to test this is go. Did you hear how it stopped when I put my finger over the hole? That means the air is only coming out through the straw, and that's what we want here, okay? So we're going to do the same exercise we just did, but only 3 notes. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Because especially if you're new to this type of exercise, it's hard. So once again, talk about treating yourself with compassion, okay? If this is hard for you, back off, take a break, start again. This is like working out at the gym. You do not want to sacrifice form for weight, like for resistance, okay? So if you're starting to fatigue, take a break and come back. And if doing 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, if that's too hard for you today, just hold the 1 like this. Okay? And if you're ready for a little more advanced, we can do this together. So you're either doing that or you're doing whichever one works better for you. And here we go. No more stopping. We'll just keep on with the exercise. last one. So you might feel a little like buzzy or tingly. Like I feel like these SOVTs really like concentrate the vibration, but they also help reset the vocal folds. So like if you've been talking a lot at work or you've been singing a lot, and you're feeling a little bit sore or tired, pull out your straw necklace and work on some SOVT exercises. So I have a voice student who actually makes jewelry as well, and she's going to start making some custom straw necklaces for people in my community. So if you're interested in one of those, you can let me know by sending me a DM. So this is all that we're going to do today for Warm Up Wednesday. Thank you so much for having joined me. My name is Tara, your harmony nerd. I'm a professional singer and a vocal teacher based in New York City, as well as a content creator. And I have offerings 5 days a week on both YouTube Live and TikTok Live. The cool thing about YouTube Live is that after the live is over, the replay is automatically reposted to my YouTube page. So if you haven't followed me on YouTube yet, please go over to YouTube, same handle at Resident Harmony Nerd, and subscribe. And you'll find a Warm Up Wednesday replay playlist. So every Warm Up Wednesday we've ever done is on that playlist. So if you want to work with a past Warm Up Wednesday or you want to go back and review today's, it'll be there for you. I also offer Music Theory Mondays, Ear Training Tuesdays, Free Voice Lesson Thursdays, and Frequency Fridays. Frequency Fridays are confidence building, soul searching, all of like the deeper inner work that we have to do in order to be able to put ourselves out into the world as a creative person, which is no easy task this day. So I find that having this Frequency Friday time for us to come together and share in our insecurities and our growth processes can really help not only build community, but help us build confidence within ourselves when we understand that like we're not alone. You're not the only person who has imposter syndrome. I've been a professional singer for 15 years and still have imposter syndrome, right? I took a workshop with Sarah Bareilles last year. She gets imposter syndrome. Like if people with the most massive commercial success can have imposter syndrome, you're not alone and it's okay. So that's what Frequency Fridays are all about. Marielle says, thank you so much for the company and vocal warm up. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely day too. And the Free Voice Lesson Thursday will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay. And Frequency Friday this week is currently scheduled for 12 p.m. noon. I might have to shift it based on my schedule. But all of each week's offerings are posted on my profile on TikTok Live. You can pre-register. If you go to my main page on TikTok, to the left under my picture, you'll see live events. And if you click on that, all of the live events I have scheduled will pop up. You can pre-register. TikTok will remind you when I'm on live in your time zone. And if you're on YouTube, I also have the lives pre-scheduled. So you can go to my main YouTube page and you'll see the scheduled live streams, and you can click the notify me button and YouTube will remind you when I'm live in your time zone. So some free ways to support my content to help me keep this music education free are to like, follow, share, subscribe. You can send gifts on TikTok. You can purchase something from my Linktree shop or my TikTok shop. I also offer one-on-one lessons and one-off vocal assessments, which are for people who want to improve their singing but don't want to commit to regularly scheduled voice lessons for whatever reason. The vocal assessment's 30 minutes. You sing a couple songs for me. You get a spreadsheet back with what you did really well and what you need work on, and as well as hyperlinks to free resources to help you work on the vocal techniques you need to work on, so that you have some guided exercises that you can work on. And once you improve those, if you want more new feedback, you come back for a new vocal assessment. Okay. So you can also send me tips. The third button down in my link tree is a tip button. If you click on that, it'll show you my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle information. Even $1 helps me keep this content free. And I am on a mission to make music education and singing technique more accessible because it's gatekept. There are high paywalls. I know I am not an inexpensive one-to-one teacher, and I believe I deserve my rates, but I also believe that people who can't afford those rates deserve quality music education. So, I think that also stepping into your creativity and honing your musical gifts is an act of resistance. In a time where we are being silenced and shrunk as a human race, I feel like, really truly. So stepping into our power by using our voices, by refusing to be afraid to just step out and be creative. I think that that's a really powerful, needed message right now. We need to spread and share joy and like raise the vibration and the frequency. So thank you so much for helping me to do that by sharing in this community. My name is Tara, and I will see you tomorrow for Free Voice Lesson Thursday. So nice to meet you and see you, Marielle. And thanks for hanging out always, Raphael. And to all of my regulars, I see you. I know that you're here. Thank you for helping me build this community. And if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you're here and you found yourself in a loving musical community where we don't judge, we don't shame for being new to something. We simply encourage each other and we keep growing. Okay. Love to you all. Have a beautiful Wednesday. I almost said Thursday. What day is it? I don't know. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.